Hey guys, Jason from InsideBars.com, and I've been doing a quick review of a couple of the alerts that we got sent out to us today through the Inside Bar scanner. What we're going to do is quickly go over what Inside Bar is, why it's important, and how it can help us in our trading and give us a little bit of advantage, something that we can all benefit from. So to get started, an Inside Bar, if you don't know already, is when we have a larger bar whose range is greater than the bar that comes after it. So in this case, we have this large green bar with a long upper wick, and to its right, we have a bar whose high and low falls within the range of the preceding bar. So we've got mother bar and inside bar. And an inside bar is important because it tells us that there's some sort of equilibrium happening. There's something in the market that is causing the price to calm down, to constrict. And when that happens, a lot of times I liken it to a spring being loaded. The buyers and sellers are about to start arguing. You're in the eye of the storm, basically. And inside bars show us that happening in real time. So once our bar is closed, we receive our alert. In this case, it's going to be a Facebook 60-minute alert. And I'm going to go to my Facebook 60 time frame. I'm going to take a look at that alert and see what I'm dealing with. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a long order right above the high of my inside bar. And I'm going to set a short right underneath the range of that inside bar too. So just underneath the low, one tick or so. And what I recommend you do when you're setting any type of order is to make sure that you include your buy, your stop loss, and including a price target. Price targets are very, very effective when trading inside bars because we do have those periods of equilibrium where the spring is getting tighter, and then you'll often see once we break a key level, the price will move very quickly in one direction, but it doesn't last all day. Generally, just a short burst in one direction into more consolidation. So in this case, we should have set our stop loss and our profit. Say a stop loss, I generally somewhere in the middle of my inside bar, and if you had set, let's say a take profit at that level, you definitely would have hit it. You would have had your buy entry at the low of your candle. You would have fallen all the way down, automatically hit your target, made a profit without even having to watch it. So stop losses are absolutely critical, but I also recommend setting a sell target as well. So back to our inside 60 on the Facebook. We've set up two orders on the high and low. And now what I'm going to do, and generally recommend you do as well, go inside the 5-minute or one of the smaller time frames, try and figure out what sort of equilibrium you're dealing with. Is it just chaos and noise and chop, or is there a pattern that we can utilize to determine what is happening in the market? What is the most likely scenario, and are there any other technical indicators that we can use to more fine-tune our trading? So we're looking at that 5-minute time frame on Facebook. We can see that we've set our mother bar. Its area is over here. We have the range of our inside bar here and the low here, if you can see my cursor. So where is our consolidation? What's happening and why is it important? So overall, not a lot of information here. We just see a little bit of swinging back and forth, and our consolidation really comes in the last, 5 or 6 candles here. Now we can zoom in a bit. It's a little bit easier to understand, and we can set up what eventually becomes a triangle pattern. So if I draw that in like so, and I set my triangle like that, what I can see is that I'm maintaining a series of lows and my highs are getting lower. So we are tightening up. Something is going to happen. Something's going to break at this level. So we've determined that we are in a descending triangle pattern. We have our established lows. If we turn off our inside days, we might be able to see that that is a confirmed resistance, and it is. And what we wait for, of course, with these patterns is some sort of break to happen. And we get that pattern break. This goes down, passes our buy level. So our stop, our order would have triggered here. And then, of course, we see that pattern confirm and dump down all the way down. So if you had a target anywhere in this area, you would have made a nice profit on this before the bulls stepped in the last 10 minutes of the day, and really did a good job of taking that price back up a little bit. So to cover our Facebook 60-minute time frame again, we got our alert, we take a look at our inside day setups, we set our orders, and then we go and take a look at what's happening behind the scenes and what is the most likely scenario. Once you've decided what the likely scenario is based on your technicals, you can adjust your stops accordingly. But you should always take a look at what's happening before you get in there, before you spend time analyzing, because you don't want to miss out on one of these very powerful inside bar plays. Another alert I want to go over is an alert that was sent out for Apple. It was actually provided on 2 time frames. There was a 60-minute inside bar, and the last half hour of that 60-minute was actually a 30-minute inside bar. And I'll explain that in a little minute. I'll explain that in a little bit. But what it means for you right now is that my inside 60 has a high order here, and the low order I just indicated with this horizontal red line. And I've only done that because in this case, when I have 2 inside bars, I'm going to play the one on the smaller time frame because that's even tighter than my hourly bar. More equilibrium, more consolidation, and more power in the spring. So I'm looking at my inside 30. Again, I've got my mother bar, some very tight action, and I've got a sell order right below and a buy order right above. And of course, this broke to the upside. And it's not a hugely significant move, but if you're playing options and the price moves very quickly, you can still stand to make a very good profit playing scalps on these time frames. So we broke above, and we went from 147.39 to a potential profit of 147.64. So we have to look at why this is important. Why is 147.64 the reversal? Why did it pull back at that level, and how did we know that we could set that as a price target for an inside bar play? Really, all you do, or how I do it anyway, is I draw in my line, and I try and determine what, if anything, sort of lines up with that. We go back and we see earlier in the day that this was a significant level. We have support at 147.64 on at least 4 or 5 candlesticks, and it becomes resistance again later in the next 20 minutes or so. So later in the day, after we've broken above our inside bar, we go up, test that, and we're rejected from that level, and we come back down. So this is a perfect example of why setting your targets and your stop losses are both very incredibly important for using inside bars. And I'm not sure what's happening right now. This sort of action looks like I'm probably missing an earnings call, and I need to wrap this video up. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're using InsideBars.com to your advantage, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will benefit from our scanner. And I really got to go. I got to go see what's happening over here. Thank you. Bye.